Guys, I'm still trying to process what exactly I just saw. A 41-19 run in the fourth quarter by Minnesota. Anthony Edwards didn't even finish this game, did come in an OT. But Chris Finch, head coach of Minnesota, decided to go without Ant, and Minnesota went in a crazy run. Giving up 41 and a quarter is never acceptable, but scoring 19 is even worse. Like, how do you only put up 19 points at home in this game in that quarter? No Chet, obviously, but Minnesota's without three of their starters. This is a game that you just have to get. The first three quarters, OKC was brilliant, man, especially that second quarter. It looked like they were going to blow Minnesota out of the water. And honestly, Shea had a great game. I mean, he had 39 points on 11 of 20 from the field, got to the free throw line 17 times. But I'm putting this blame on Shea as the best player of the team, and he just was not shooting the ball in the fourth quarter. You have to realize that when you don't have momentum, Minnesota's on a run, you've got to get the ball and get a bucket and just give your team some life and just stop the streak. Because as much as I like Caruso, I like Aaron Wiggins, and these guys, they're good players, but the star of the team has to get the ball and go and score and put this game away. This never should have went to OT, because again, 41-19 quarter. Like, who thought the Thunder were gonna win this in OT? It just never was gonna happen, man. They just kind of ran out of gas. Just look at the stats. I mean, the efficiency was just bad. I mean, 30.6% from three, 42.5% from the field, but that's just because the last two quarters of this game were that bad. I mean, the Thunder, they just couldn't miss. They played such a good game up until the end of this, and I'm just stunned that they lost, man. I mean, I didn't know the score of this game. I watched it a little bit later than it had started, but I just, oh my God. Like, I looked down at the time of the game and I saw 48, and the only way that's possible is by overtime, right? Like, games normally go 40 minutes. And it said 48. So I'm like, this is going to OT. I'm like, how is it possible? And then all of a sudden I realized that the Thunder ice cold couldn't get stops. The start of this game too, the Thunder got to the free throw line, which is something that the Wolves did well the night before in the back-to-back, but it just completely flipped. Again, the Thunder just settled for jump shots. They didn't knock them down. A lot of bad shots down the stretch of this game. And when you get 39, 10, and 8 from Shea on this level of efficiency, you've got to find a way to win that game. And unfortunately, no one else was able to step up down the stretch. I mean, I know it's hard to ask Shea to do much more than he did, but I just really wish he would have taken over late in this game, because in what was it, overtime, Shea, of course, was going to try to take a 1 point lead. He ended up driving on three defenders and getting a shot blocked. Although he could have kicked it out, that's what you want to see from your star players. Put the ball into my hands and let me win or lose the team this game, man. So I think it's a lesson learned, is not to take your foot off the gas, which is something the Thunder don't do. I mean, Shea hasn't played in 14 fourth quarters this season, which goes to show that they don't need him to come back in a lot of the time, just because of how many games they're just blowing teams out. But this was the perfect example of, you just have to keep running it up. Shea came in early in the fourth quarter too, so it wasn't like he came in 2 minutes left and they were getting worried. I mean, Shea came in, I think it was like 7:35 left in the quarter, and wow, I mean, this was one of those games though where you love to have Chet Holmgren available. Doesn't play in back-to-backs right now for obvious reasons, to keep him healthy. A guy who struggled so far early on in his career to be able to stay healthy, but the reason why Chet would have been so valuable is, well, for one, offensively, he's gifted, but his defense of just coming up with a timely block, right? Okay, yeah, all of a sudden, let's say the Wolves are on like a 14-0 run. Well, Chet has a monster block, and that leads to a transition bucket, which is something the Thunder did well all game, which is getting out in transition. They forced a lot of turnovers. Let's see, Minnesota, let's say, Minnesota had 13 turnovers, which isn't that many, I guess, but at the same time, a lot of them led to points and just easy opportunities. And yeah, I mean, the Thunder, they're not known for their 3-point shooting. They like to attack the basket, get to the line. They took 29 free throws tonight. 17 were by Shea. I'm just stunned, man. I don't know. I would have put pretty much everything I had in OKC winning this game going to the fourth quarter. 41-19, man, it was bad. It just doesn't seem real. Like, it just goes to show why basketball is such a beautiful game. I mean, it's a game of runs, and you can be down, 20 plus going into the final quarter and come back and win without your star player Anthony Edwards out there and missing three starters. But hopefully the Thunder learn from this. I mean, it happens. I mean, the Celtics have had a similar situation happen this season. They won the championship last year. They're great. So it's not just like a Thunder issue, but now 46-11 on the season. The good thing about OKC is they're so far ahead of everyone else that like they're not going to be caught for the one seed. But you're at home. I mean, just you want to do it for the fans. Thunder were 25-3 at home coming into this game, and they dropped it. But yeah, I don't know. There's really not much else to say. I mean, the next game is going to be Wednesday at Brooklyn, taking on the Nets, who right now have a 21-36 record. They're not playing for much outside of the draft. The game after that is going to be at Atlanta on Friday. So, and then Sunday and Monday are nationally televised games. So, ESPN on Sunday at San Antonio. Now, no Wemby, so that like you got to get that game. Monday is going to be versus the Rockets. I'm excited for that game. Wednesday at Memphis. So the following week's going to be huge for OKC because again they take on the Rockets, the Grizzlies, and the Nuggets twice. Blazers are playing their best ball of the year, and then after that, Boston on Wednesday. They finish off the weekend Sunday against Milwaukee. So a lot of tough teams coming up, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's much else to say. I mean, I'm just stunned. I thought I'd be talking about a win. The Thunder did so much good. It just completely erased out of my memory, though, after this L. Like Cason Wallace, I thought, just up the stat sheet, I thought he had a good game. He did commit a lot of foul. He fouled out. Yeah, I was going to say he committed a lot of fouls, just like stupid, kind of like ticky-tacky, just fouls that you can't have happen. It led to and ones, too. Dort was 2 of 10. Hartenstein only had 5 rebounds, but he played 16 minutes. Not exactly sure why he played such low minutes, to be honest. I guess let me know if anyone knows. 4 points. J-Dub had a great game. He had 27 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. That's why the thumbnail was made. I told my friend to make the thumbnail in the third quarter. I was like, J-Dub, Shea going off, man. Let's go. And just blew it, man. Jay Will had a good game. I thought 6 boards, 6 points, 2 of 3 from 3. The 3 he missed was late in this game. It was like OT too. Kenrich, I thought Kenrich kind of struggled, man. He had like a bad statistical game. He crashed the boards as he always does, but he just didn't really have it, man, in this one. Caruso defensively was elite. 2 blocks, 2 steals. Again, when I talked about just forcing turnovers and getting easy buckets off of it, but he was 2 of 8 from the field. Missed one down low that I thought he should have had. That 3 was huge too, late in the fourth quarter, which would have stopped the bleeding. Isaiah Joe, 3 of 6 from 3, good game, plus 11. And yeah, Caruso was a minus 11 in 24 minutes. And then Aaron Wiggins was a minus 9. 8 of 16 from the field, 1 of 6 from 3, though. Wiggins had a lot of good looks, 7 boards. I mean, you're not going to knock down all your threes every single one, but just stunned. Like, it hurts, man. This is the Thunder, the last game of the night that I'm watching, and this happens. So just leaves like a sour taste in my mouth, but back to business, back to work. Wednesday, like I said, at Brooklyn. Guys, I'm out. Peace.